Seb, Chaz, Katie, and now I'll just add my good friends in.
Friends. Oh, dear.
Well, there's one downstairs, isn't there?
Oh, Dave, we didn't know you had any friends.
Well, you know, it's role playing. We all like to live out fantasies.
Okay, all right. Someone's dying today.
I'm getting killed now.
G'day, welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is Dave, and I will be your keeper of arcane lore for this session of Call of Cthulhu. We're back. We took an itty-bitty break over the holidays. We played some RuneQuest and a fairly chaotic Christmas one-shot. But with the new year, we're jumping back into Chapter 2 of A Time to Harvest. So you can get your own copy of this campaign from Chaosium.com, and all of the previous episodes we've recorded are available on the Chaosium YouTube. If you want to join us live, we stream each Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. I think we're a ways away from the next daylight savings juggle, so that's fairly solid for the time being. Thank you, Troll20 and Sirenscape, for being great tools which we use to improve our games. Now, since it's been a little while, I'll give a sort of recap of what's going on and where we are. Our 4 investigators are all students at the Miskatonic University in Arkham. They went out on a trip, well, 3 of them went out on a trip to rural Vermont, where disaster fell. A number of students went missing, and when they returned to school in the new year, those students came back. How curious. They began to investigate that, and they met a fellow student, Josephine, played by Alex down there, who also knew a student who went missing the previous year. And they began to realize that things were strange. People were acting a little weirdly. Some of them had odd accents, and they were sort of pursuing odd extracurricular activities, I think is the best way to phrase it. Now, most recently, there was some nonsense in a library. There was book destruction, which I'm ashamed to say happened by our own Katie Wilkes. And there was also theft of books that were being researched. You looked into those and began to find out a bit of what was going on. They seemed to be researching technology that was a little out of place, a little bit too advanced. Finally, our own Chaz Dedrick followed one of the students out to the sticks, where he found a sort of abandoned, run-down house, inside of which were some horrible, horrible things. He fled the scene safely, rallied his investigators, and the next morning, they set out to investigate it again. So where we pick up the story, the 4 of you are in a taxi heading out of Arkham. Just as you were pulling away, you saw Terrence Laszlo being dropped off by Louis Gibbons just near the quad, and they were also being followed by 2 cars containing the Irish mafia, but they seem focused on them for the time being, and they haven't looked back to you. You're beginning to pull away. The taxi driver at the front is smoking a cigarette and leaning it out the window, and traffic is reasonable in the center, and it's just beginning to ease up as you head out of town. As we meet each investigator, can you give us like a description of how they are and how they're acting? And why don't we begin with Art?
Hi. Hi, I'm Art. I'm playing Sebastian McCarthy, one of the McCarthys at the Miskatonic University. Sebastian is in his early 20s, rakish fellow, kind of, you know, like of average to okay appearance, but with a very present personality. Let's go with that one. Seb is currently looking much like Art. Seb got woken up at the time that was not good for them. He's now running off caffeine and like stress. And it's kind of just like, oh god, why? Yeah.
So you were wrenched out of your bed when the other investigators came knocking. Your fellow student, Harry, who was fairly rat-assed, has been deposited in your bed, is now sleeping it off.
Bless him.
How are you coping with this? Are you sort of sitting in the front, rubbing your temples, or...?
Yeah, I think given... Actually, no. Seb is paying for the taxi, but Seb does not get in the front seat of taxis. They are taxis. They are there to do a service. He gets in the back seat,
Okay.
He's like, drive me places, thank you. You will be paid and whatever. So he is in the back. I'm a wreck on that. No, he is in the front because he's left these 3 chuckle fucks in the back because he doesn't
Yeah,
want
because
to
they're
deal with
going to
it.
have to squeeze in.
Yeah, no,
There
absolutely.
you go.
No, I'm just thinking about it going, no, he would
you're
not
just
sit.
visualizing.
He was just like,
Bit
no.
small.
No, he like goes to get in the back and then looks at the 3 of you,
One,
looks at the
two,
like
three.
duffel bag with the rifles in it and goes, plausible deniability, and just gets in the front and it's just like, yeah, I think he's just like, just massaging his temples, waiting for the coffee to kick in, just being like, why am I here? Like, I don't actually think he knows why he got in the car.
Yeah. Well,
He does
yeah.
not know why he's here.
Fair enough.
Other than like,
Peer pressure.
yeah, kind of getting carried along on the wave of, oh god. So
Peer
yeah,
pressure
Seb is a
and-
little confused, but I think also hasn't quite realized how confused he is because he hasn't woken up yet.
Yeah, he's still getting there. Also, very recently, you had your rooms broken into, so it's been a rough couple of days, and you know this one's not necessarily panning out any better. So in that case, in the back seat, let's make Jackson playing Chaz, who's the only one who knows where we're going.
Hey, what's up? It is your boy Jackson, and I am playing Chaz Dedrick, everybody's favorite rude dude with verisimilitude.
Commit. Yes.
Yeah, he is leading the way. Was that a cat?
I think we're good. I imagine that was a cat
I will be
tumbling to the
back.
ground.
Yeah, no, it was something kind of delicate, so give me a hot sec.
Thor.
Cats, we love them. Yes, Chaz Dedrick is fearlessly plotting the way, I guess from the back seat. I guess he's probably sitting in the middle so he can lean over and point through
Point directions,
point through the
yep.
darkness, which way we're going. And he is quite anxious for everyone else to see what he has seen so that he can find out he's not crazy, because it was some messed up stuff in that basement. So yeah, weirdly enough, even though he knows how dangerous it is, he's kind of like urging the car on. He wants to get there as fast as possible so that everyone else can be in the same mess that he's in. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, trying to sort of direct people through and find the right corners. I mean, when you last went out here, it was late, it was at night in the dark, and you were tailing another car. It was different, and now you're trying to remember the exact route. We might have to do a roll for that when we get into it, but in the meantime, I imagine squeezed actually against the sides, as Chaz in the middle, James playing Katie.
Yes, that's me. Okay, fantastic. Katie Wilkes, the nerdiest nerd to ever stride the halls of the Miskatonic University, not striding the halls, this time pressed up against the wall of a tiny little car with 2 giants, so occupying a very small amount of space, but fighting for every inch because she needs it to lay out the several books that she has, to go over all of her notes and make sure that she's most prepared for what is coming. I've got a little diary here. I've still got out some colored pens so I can do pretty headings. I'm really trying to make sure that I've gotten all the information that I need. Preparation. Being ready. That's the only way we're going to survive this. Katie is a very kind of bookish, typical kind of student bookworm, exactly what you'd expect out of the nerdy librarian character in this adventure.
So if you had to sort of trim it down to the bare essentials, you got 1 notebook, maybe a few gel pens, nothing excessive. You were also the one that spotted the Irish Mafia stepping out with your keen eyes, like it's jammed up against the left-hand seat. Are you still continuing to look around? Are you worried about being followed, or are you pretty confident and just focusing on your research?
I think I'm doing a little bit of that kind of meerkat, darting around, looking for a bit, then quickly diving back down into my notes, going through as best I can, muttering to myself softly. It looks a little insane from the outside. It is a little insane on the inside too, but let's not address that.
All right, fantastic. Well then finally, let's meet Alex playing Joe, who has a pair of shotguns hidden in her lap.
Hi. I'm playing Jo, who is, she's here on not on an academic scholarship, she's here on a sports scholarship at Miskatonic University for track. She is 6 foot tall, easy, and pretty much does nothing with her life except move her body and fuel her body. She is sports, food, and occasionally she goes out with the hunting club, which is how she has acquired a pair of shotguns, which she's got in a bag, like in a duffel bag on her lap, and she's parked herself behind the driver where he can't see her, and is doing the cleaning and the assembling and the very, very focused in the back seat here. Kind of occasionally elbowing Chaz probably as she's doing this, trying to discreetly make sure ammo is in, easy reach, and everything is as assembled as it can be.
So you mentioned you've done some hunting before. I imagine you have shot and killed an animal in the past. Has there ever been a circumstance where you've hurt another person or?
Oh God, no! Gun safety is paramount. I think Joe did grow up in Australia, in which, in this particular time and place, everywhere in Australia was rural Australia. And I believe the creatures on the receiving end of shotguns from Joe in the past were pest kangaroos.
Yep.
Which, for the other Aussies among us, are aware that there is a lot of kangaroos and they do a lot of damage to farmland. So it would have been a kangaroo and probably invasive fox sort of on a farm deal.
Yeah.
So no, definitely no humans. But as far as Joe is concerned, anybody who hurts a friend is barely human anyway, so...
Oh, hell yeah. In that case, you're fairly steadfast, determined, and ready to see where it goes. So, as
also
you guys...
goats.
Also goats.
Apparently.
So, as you guys are going to pull out, you wind your way into traffic and begin to head out. I'm gonna ask for possibly a navigation or even just like a hard intelligence or something from you, Chaz. You're going to find the general area eventually, but this is trying to figure it out, like, based off maps and based off memory, and actually, get yourselves there as quickly as possible. It's a speed thing, less than an accuracy. And just a point of clarification for you, Joe, you probably won't be able to fully assemble the guns in the back of the car because it's in motion and fairly dodgy, but you can clean them and begin to count shells and things and make sure that you have everything prepared.
It's mostly just busy work at this point. It's mostly just anything to not think about what Chaz said he saw.
Yeah, definitely. And on that, you have gotten a pair of 12 gauge double barrel shotguns.
Yes.
And I'll also assume a case of 20 shells or so. I've taken the liberty of loading in the shotgun to your character sheet, Alex, so you have one ready. Depending on who you give the other one to, we'll just do shotgun rolls and apply damage as necessary, so you can dish it out however you choose.
Cool.
Jim.
Easy.
Oh, wise and mighty keeper. Very quickly, in the last...
Good start. That was nice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to try and argue something a little strange. Now, in the last adventure when we were down in the wilds, Katie actually succeeded a navigation check, and I did advance my navigation based off that, which means I am not at base, and I am sitting next to Chaz. Can I lean in and, use our famous rapport to try and work out, provide a bonus die here?
Yes, you definitely can. So, Jackson, you can take a bonus dice on this roll.
I would love to, because I think I might need it. I've got a navigate of 10, but intelligence 40, so a hard intelligence is 20. That's double the odds.
That is,
I'm gonna
but
take
you
that.
won't be able to tick it if you want that big navigation score.
Oh, what do you do this to me for, Dave? Navigate it is.
Yeah. Oh! Wow, that was really quick. Okay.
And that is how it's done.
We're brilliant navigators, is what we've established every time it comes up.
So how is this, Chaz? You were raised in Arkham. Do you just know this area well? Were the events of last night burned into your memory?
Yeah. That must be it, because, I think we said last session, all those months ago, he kind of got a little bit of disassociation, like he had a bit of an out-of-body experience, so it makes sense that, to remove himself from his own kind of mind, he just, stared out at the road in the woods and just kind of watched the car driving through. So it kind of makes sense that he knows more about the surrounding than what's going on in his own head.
Awesome. All right. So Chaz, sort of fairly quiet except for the occasional left turn here, right turn here, directs the driver who's... what's he been told? Where has he been told you guys are going? Because as you guys begin to leave the nicer parts of Arkham and get towards the outskirts, you start turning down these quite isolated roads with old fallen down houses to the side. You're underneath a section of the landscape called Hangman's Hill, and in the shadow of that, most of the buildings are in severe disrepair and have been abandoned some time ago. Several of them have been reclaimed by nature, and trees break through the upper roofs. It's an odd neighborhood to be going to, especially for a group of promising young university students. As you turn down one of these roads, you're getting close now, and Chaz begins to recognize the neighborhood. The driver will say, so what is it you guys are doing out here anyway?
How much does a taxi cost?
This will run you about 86 cents or something.
Great, I hold up $10.
Yep. There's he like looks to it. He'll take it and palm it in his hand, but now that this much money's been shared, it's almost
Actually,
certain that it's illicit.
$5. Probably $5. Let's go 5 because that's less obnoxious. But I'll $5 and just look at him and go, university pranks.
Can you give me a persuasion, or I could see persuasion, charm, or fast talk for this. It's kind of just being personable, and take a bonus dice certainly.
Let's go persuasion. I'm not charming this early in the morning.
Jim, did you want to clarify something?
Oh, credit rating. I was thinking maybe could have been other way.
Yep.
Writing the guy.
I could also see credit rating.
I've already rolled, so
Okay.
It's either 80 or 100 over 60.
Yeah.
Can I push it? I feel like with a bonus, there's a solid chance I will actually get this.
You could push it. Here's the setting. At the moment, he will take the money from you, and you're getting close to the destination. That's fine. But as you pull up, he's not hanging around, and he's probably just going to bolt as soon as possible and steer around. Whereas if you get on the same page, you might be able to ask him to stick around and help you, or be the escape. Because out here, there's not many other cars that come and go.
Do we want to way out? That's the kind of thing. But also, way out can be a liability if in these kind of situations. If we leave a car there and when we get in, the roof is going to burst open with tentacles and other eldritch horrors, we might not want somebody hanging around and looking.
That's fair, but you're talking to Seb, who does not believe any of that shit's actually real. So I think he takes a moment, and I think there's like that. The guy pumps the money and looks at him askew, and he's like, oh, I'm in bad morning mood. Oops. And it's just like, I'm sorry, I should have been a little bit clearer. It's fraternity week at the Miskatonic University, and there's ridiculous things they make you do, loopholes you gotta jump through in order to get into a fraternity. We're hoping to get a lift back as well, if that's amenable.
He thumbs the bill and slides it into a shirt pocket. Do you want to go ahead and push the roll?
Yes.
Keep the bonus dice.
Here we go. Ooh. Yeah, there
So
we go.
far, so good.
19.
Nice, nice. Hard success. Okay, with that, he looks out the window, and thick grey clouds are beginning to take control of the sky, and fat raindrops fall onto the windshield. He says, you're probably going to want to not be out here too long anyway. All right, I can hang around for how long are you going to be?
Give us 30 minutes. We should be done.
No worries.
Thank you.
Meter's running, and he clicks a little stopwatch on his wristwatch. And the car has stopped on the side of the road. Where you are, this was probably once like quite sort of like a suburb, but outside. Like towards the end of this, there will be a dead end and a circle where you can come back. On both sides of the road, there will be houses, but they've got large yards and they're isolated by thick stands of trees. You haven't seen any lights on as you approached, and although it is midday, you'd expect to see some people coming and going. There's no cars moving around here, and the house that you've stopped in front of, you can't actually make out through the trees yet, but the driveway turns off to the side, and there's no rock or anything. It's just like clay, which has begun to slough away as the rain begins to fall. It's not heavy, it's just thick, fat droplets. Jim?
I was just thinking, I was thinking back to when we sort of pitched this idea to go to the house, and I was remembering that Chaz was sort of having a bit of trouble articulating exactly what he saw in the basement. And I'm trying to remember exactly what we told Josephine, because I think that might come up pretty soon.
You mentioned that you thought it was John Jeffrey.
Yeah.
but we didn't go into detail of the state, so to
No, you can't. Sort of. It was like something about him he was kept in the basement and turned into a horrible monster, I believe was.
We got the core point across.
Yeah.
The essential. Yeah.
That's reasonable to say, I think. I think we're vaguely on the same page. It's just, see it with your own eyes kind of situation.
Yeah, you gotta be there to believe it.
Yeah.
The car stops and you all head out. Joe slings the shotgun, still broken down, in the bag over her shoulder, and you all emerge. The driveway curls up past the trees, and Chaz, on the other side of that is the rundown Gambrel home.
Well,
Lead the way.
I mean,
yeah.
Are we just going up? Do we know if they're inside? Do we have to like sneak in?
Care.
I saw some folks leave, didn't I?
Well, you didn't see anyone leave. You left before they did, but you guys did see Gibbons dropping off Laszlo this morning. Although last night, Noakes was also there, so there were 3 of them.
Of course, that's exactly what my detailed notes say as well. So.
What about cars, right? Unless they
Yeah.
take cabs, they'll need a car to come back and forth. Maybe we can get
All right.
close enough to try and see who's around and
Well, let's stick in the trees and see if we can see any cars. Cars. The Boston accent may have disappeared over the holidays. Car park. I'll get it back. Just be patient. Car park.
Hey, look, at least
Yeah.
it's only the accent for you that disappeared. I'm pretty sure my whole character's just like hidden in some back corner of my mind going, let me out.
They'll come back. Sufficient trauma and horror. They'll come back. All right.
So, yeah, I mean, we stick in the trees, we peek around and we get the cars, and then I guess maybe we approach the house from different sides, try and peek in. I don't know if we need the guns out yet, but maybe we need
As
the guns
soon
out.
as we get away from the taxi, as soon as we get far enough from the cab and into the tree line and basically hidden, Joe is going to put the bag down and start assembling the shotguns.
Okay.
Just immediately.
The bag was like a duffel bag. You lay it out
Yeah.
in the rain, and then you stand over it, and Chaz stands over the other side to protect the weaponry, and you begin to click the shotguns together. There's plenty of rounds here, so you can divide them out how you please. I also know, Chaz, you had a baseball bat. You're now returning to the property if you want to still have that. Seb and Katie, have you brought any additional preparations?
I don't think I brought any weapons, so to speak, and I don't really think I have the. I prepared, but I don't think that my preparations are useful for this kind of situation. I put on a good pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I'm eyeing the weapons. If somebody kind of makes an indication that they want to give me something, I might take it. But this isn't my domain. I'm sort of deferring to Josephine and Shaz here.
Has anyone shot one of these before?
Yeah.
Seb has wandered over to like the nearest trees and is distinctly not looking at the guns or the bag and is like looking towards the house and is like taking a pass over, less to see anything about the house and more just being like plausible deniability. Didn't see anything.
Okay. Well, the 3 of them group around, and you might get the first look at the house, which I'll describe in a moment.
Well, I mean, Chaz, if you can fire the guns, it makes sense for you to take one, but you're also kind of the only person who maybe can get up close and personal with a bat. I can't do that, so...
That sounds like a great plan. I'm going to kind of thrust a shotgun into Katie's hands.
Oh.
And 10 shells.
I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I'll
Tuck
load
the
it.
shells into her pocket for her and kind of... There'll be like tarpaulin material, like grease fabric, oil cloak sort of fabric, wrapping around the guns while we're outside, just to keep them
So it's
protected.
like long bundles for the time being.
Yeah. Just they're assembled, they're out, protected from the weather, and we've got the shells.
Awesome. And you still now have an empty duffel bag, which you can load stuff into as you choose. Chaz hefts the bat.
Oh, it's
Right.
hefted.
Sling the bag over my chest, so I'm still carrying it, but it's not in the way, and I've still got use of both hands.
All right. The 3 of you stand up and rejoin Seb, who's been peering through the sort of like mismatched trees. Seb, you're looking at a run-down house. You can barely make it out through here, but you can see that windows have been boarded up. It's several stories tall, and the roof one of these iconic gambrel roofs has begun to fall away with time. All throughout the front yard, there are scattered children's toys, which have all rusted and fallen to ruin with time and the weather. You can hear like one of these old swing sets creaking eerily. There are no cars parked out the front, and there's no sign of life that you can immediately see. The others join you, and what do you want to do?
No cars?
I guess we sneak up, take a peek through the windows. If we don't see anything, we get inside, make sure no one's in the house, and then we can head down to the basement and see what's happening.
Yeah. Look, just because there's no cars doesn't mean there's no one in there. Seems like the kind of thing where they were keeping someone here most of the time to feed the thing in the basement. So we should assume someone's home.
Seb, Chaz and I are pretty quiet. We can go up first and then motion you over if we don't spot anything.
Sure.
All right.
Sounds reasonable to me. Two things. One, Seb has left his jacket in the car, just because having a constraining jacket is unhelpful, and it also, means that the taxi driver, if they run away, is going to have stolen something. But he is going to slip on a pair of dark brown to almost black leather gloves, which go over the signet ring, and he cracks his knuckles.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Where was the basement, Chaz? Can you point out the general direction?
Oh, well, I didn't see inside the house, but I found a window.
Yeah, where is it?
Right this
Which
way.
side? Yeah.
Okay.
That way. I point to the way.
Are you guys splitting up?
I think we are. Conspiracy team and the doubtful team branching out.
Conspiracy team going to the windows, and doubtful team, skeptic team
To the wall.
to the wall.
Okay.
I assumed we were staying back until the two of you had determined whether there was anyone around.
Yeah.
I'm not stealthy. But
Okay. So hang on. So
I'm not
Seb's gonna hang back in the tree line with, is it Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Katie and Chaz are going to begin to slink through the branches and towards the edge. All right.
I'm willing to wait a moment.
Okay. Seb and Joe, you stand under a tree so that the rain doesn't fall on you and you can feel the weight of the shotgun. Chaz, you and Katie begin to break through the tree line and head towards the house. The last time you were here, it was much darker, but even under this grey half light, it doesn't look any more pleasant. The grass around here is wilted and fallen away, and you can see tracks where several cars have come and gone here in the recent and probably distant past. The front door is up a small set of stairs, and to the side there are two pot plants which have fallen away. They're just like mud at the moment. On the upper story you can see windows, but all of them been boarded up and sheets placed on the interior. As you're getting closer, you're walking cautiously and sticking to the tree line. You can see no immediate signs of movement, and if you want to start circling the house, you'll be able to find that same very low window that you were able to peek into the basement with, noting that it would be quite a squeeze to get inside it and past the glass and boards and things. What do the two of you want to do?
Get out. Defer to you, Chaz, here. I think you're the expert. Although, will the half light and the rain give us a bonus die on the stealth check?
If you want to try and get super close, yeah, especially
I think
since
we
the color's
should.
left away. All right, so where are you moving towards? What are you guys doing?
Well, I mean, I got the window. I don't know. Do I remember if it seemed like it would open when I was last here?
No, it's been boarded up.
Oh, okay. Right, I was just peeking through the boards. Well, let's just start there, because let's just see into the basement. They don't know that we can see into the basement from the window. Let's just see what's in there, what's moving. See who's home.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Two of you creep up along the side, and then you get to the point where you can see the basement. It's just above that where there are the windows that look into the kitchen where you heard them talking last time. And as you make the little break across the pebbles and things, you get to the side of the house and crouch down. You can find that same still gap that you could peek in through, but there's no light on in the interior. You're both moving quietly, but I'm not going to ask for a stealth roll yet.
Well, no, I guess the light's off.
Nothing yet then. Back door. Let's just check if it's locked. If we can get inside, we'll motion the others.
Yeah, all right. We'll scan the windows, make sure to see if we can see anyone moving in there.
Okay.
What time is it again?
It'd be about. It was early when you left. I think I said it was 7:15 or so. Well, it's probably like 8:30.
In the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
We do have a meeting this evening.
Chaz walks at the front and Katie follows behind him. Chaz, are you holding the bat like aloft, ready to clobber something that comes at you, or are you kind of casual?
No.
Are you nervous? How are you acting?
Loose in one hand, holding it much tighter than it would seem I am.
White knuckling it
I
underneath
think.
the. And are you wearing
Yeah.
like the varsity jacket, like the footballer
yeah.
kind of attire? Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's, I got the tough guy act going on. It's no one wants to mess with Chaz.
Your running shoes slide a little bit in the mud and your hairs are going to get plastered to your forehead as you come around the corner and head towards the back door. Katie, behind him, you're a much smaller figure. Have you unwrapped the shotgun yet, or are you still carrying it like a club?
I have unwrapped. I think I have unwrapped the shotgun. I don't know if that means the water is going to damage it, and Katie doesn't either, but she wants it. She's kind of holding it up, not really kind of in a sensible way. She just wants it close.
Awesome. Like almost hugging it and staying in Chaz's shadow as you get to the back door. You step up these like low steps and they creak each one, thinking they might give out. You find the edges of them and move up the sides, making as little sound as possible. And when you get to the doorway and twist it, it is very much locked.
Maybe
Good start.
Maybe they have a spare.
Yeah. Look at under the doormat.
I'm gonna have a quick look. Any weird cut-shaped rocks? Anything we can spot?
Okay, there's nothing immediately apparent, but go ahead and give me a spot hidden roll as Katie like crouches down and begins to look under the stairs and things. Chaz, what are you doing?
I guess I'll be looking at the windows, looking for movement and lights. Well, I mean, if the sun's out, there won't be any lights, right?
Although it's pretty grey outside, there are no immediately apparent lights. Do you want to give me a spot hidden roll to try and like peek through the windows and things?
Looking at all the windows, seeing any movement.
Okay, no, it's a different.
These
activity,
are different
I was
things.
gonna say. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and both of you roll. And I'll have to go back to our previous mode so we can see the results. So that is, no, not a fumble because you're
Not a fumble. I'm pretty damn good at spot hitting, but it was in that range, which is always fun.
Okay. So Katie, you look underneath. You sort of like there's no doormat or anything, and you move a couple of rocks and things. There's nothing hidden. At one point, you're feeling around in the mud, and you can feel like worms and things like writhing across your hands, but you wipe them off. There's no key hidden here, and there's no signs of people hiding them in the past either. Chaz, from your side, you can find a tiny little crack. It's just enough to like make out the interior. It's dark inside, no lights are on, and nothing's moving in this room at least, which is the kitchen on the lower floor. You believe there's only 2 large rooms on the lower level. That said, that doesn't mean that there aren't people elsewhere in the house or that they're not very, very still. As you two are looking in here, let's go back to Joe and Seb, who are lingering on the trees outside. Joe, I want to focus on you first, because as you're sitting here and peering through the branches, you begin to get a tickle on the back of your neck, and pieces of a half-remembered dream are coming back to you. These woods are familiar for some reason. It's as if you've been in them before, but last time you were being watched, and now you can't really shake the feeling that you're being watched again. How are the two of you acting?
Keep kind of looking around, always coming back to focus on the house, particularly the window that Chaz pointed out leading to the basement, but very much kind of obviously restless looking around.
Seb?
I think he's distracted by looking at the house and then notices Joe is not still. She seems restless. And we'll just turn around and be, Miss Johnson?
What?
Deep breaths.
Sure.
It's easier to react when you're calm.
I'm fine.
I mean, that's a lie, but I'll let you keep it. And he smiles.
Gracious of you.
What do you want to do?
I want to find my friend. Chaz reckons he's being, held in that basement. I want to find my friend and get him home. That's all. And they have about 90 seconds to tell us whether there's anyone in there and if it's safe to go in.
Before we go, just something to keep in mind. What are you gonna do if he's not your friend anymore?
I don't know what you're talking about. John and I have been friends. God, we've known each other since we were infants. He's not gonna not be my friend. Whatever they've done to him in there, you know, whatever they've beaten him up or deprived him of food or whatever fucked up shit they do, he's still my friend.
I hope so, Miss Johnson. PTSD can do horrible things to people. I don't think it would have been called PTSD in the day, but
No.
insert
Get the
whatever the
Shell
appropriate-
shock.
Shell shock.
Shell shock.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Shell shock does horrible things to people, but
Yeah, well, I know all about that. So, just want to get my friend back. I've just got to get my mate back. That's it.
And as you're looking, you can see the other two are slowly making their way around the perimeter, but the emphasis on slowly. They're moving cautiously. They're spending time to check everywhere. Are the two of you doing anything immediately, or are you willing to give them another beat or two?
Seb just goes back to watching them around the house and kind of lets Joe think what she will. He's said what he needed to.
Okay. All right. Back in the corner, Chaz and Katie. What do you do?
Circle the house. Chaz seems to be successfully looking through the windows. I'm patting at the ground, not getting any progress there. But if we can check the whole area, maybe we can find a window that's slightly open. I'm here at the second floor. Maybe there's a way to climb up. A means of entry.
The whole place
and
is
any
like
watchers.
run down, so you could try and climb up, but it wouldn't necessarily be easy. It would be a roll basically. And then on those windows, they also look like they've got like curtains at least put in. That said, if you can get right to the top, the roof has begun to fall away a bit. You can see like gaps in it. You could climb all the way up to the roof and the attic. Otherwise,
I was thinking the window. I think if I can identify a room that I feel most confident about there being no movement in, then we'll try that window.
kitchen seems good. There's no one in there at the moment. You get to the side. These windows are fixed. They don't open or close. The glass on the interior has begun to break over time, but you would still need to shatter it to get in the whole way. And then on the interior, you reach in just to prod it, just test things. There is canvas or like sheets what they put up, and then when you push it, you quickly hit boards on the other side where they have protected the interior. You'd have to break through them.
Let's motion the others over and check with them what we want to do.
Yeah. No easy way in. That's all right. We try what we could.
I think the roof isn't a bad idea.
Okay. Seven Joe, you
scroll up,
see a thing and you slide along, and the other two step away and you all meet underneath the trees. It's beginning to rain a little bit heavier now, and the ground's beginning to like muddle into just muck beneath your feet. What do you want to do?
How are we getting in? Is there anyone in there? What did you find?
Well, we can't see anything, but the doors are locked. The windows don't open.
The roof. If we can get up to the roof, we can try and get in quietly. Otherwise, we got to break a window.
Go to the door and just try and boot it in.
Okay. All right.
As soon as Katie says the
door.
roof, Joe's gonna like look up at the roof and then just walk up the porch to the door and just.
Are you going to the front door or the back door? The front door is up, like there's a little veranda at the front of it. And it looks a bit sturdy. The back door goes into the kitchen, and although it's a little flimsier, it's just a single like little like painted and faded door. Looks probably like the easier one to bust in.
Yeah, the kitchen at the back, because that's kind of where we were. If that's above the basement window, so yeah, just.
Okay.
And boot it in.
So as the others are sort of talking, you just stand up, walk through the rain, get to the front, grab both sides of the banisters, lean back, and boot the shit out of it. Can you please make a strength roll?
Hell yes.
Oh! Holy shit!
Oh no!
For what it's worth, this was both locked and barricaded from the interior. There was a there was a wooden beam put across the center. You find the point like
Operative
right where the
word
door
being
enters.
was.
Hell yes. What are your boots like? Are they like big, thick, like black Docs or something, or are they like running shoes?
Joe's just wearing running shoes. This isn't the shoes. This is just her.
Just the strength. The whole thing splinters inwards, opening completely, and rain begins to tickle inside. There's a waft of something rotten from the interior, but the doorway is opened. That said, there was like a splintering sound as it broke inwards, but you're in. What do you guys want to do?
All right, let's go. Let's make sure there's no one around. Come on, upstairs first before we go to the basement. If there's anyone, come on, quick.
Okay.
All right, I'll catch you in the basement
call,
then.
good call.
And I'm going to go straight for the basement.
Okay,
That's
all right.
where Chaz said John was.
No.
Go straight for the basement.
If we've alerted people to our presence, then the quickest thing we can do is get in and get out. I'm not really interested in checking for people right now.
Everyone hurries into the house, first of all, and you're standing inside the kitchen. There's a long table and there's a stove to the side, which doesn't look like it's seen much use. There is a gluttonous amount of like food wrappers and packaging from like takeaway containers they would have gotten in Arkham and brought out, and they've just been piled up in corners, left to sort of like feed the worms. There is a sink with slowly dripping water from it to one side, and doors underneath it, which would contain pots and pans and things you imagine. Towards the back, there is a fireplace, because there's a chimney that goes right at the center of the house, and on this side they have a stove installed. You have to go through the door, but once you open it and peek through, you find the living room on the other side, inside which is a number of just random chairs and things, as well as a couple of wardrobes and closets. There is a set of stairs which goes up to the second level, and underneath them is one of those like weird half doors which goes to the basement, and it is again locked, not with just like a standard key, but with a padlock fixed over a chain holding the thing in place. The floorboards creak as you move through everything, but there's still no sound from anywhere else in the house, except very faintly underneath the whole thing you think you hear a groan like an animal wounded somewhere in the building. What are all of you doing?
Shell in the shotgun, going to try and shoot the lock off the door.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
Joe like loads the shotgun and heads towards the door. What is everyone else doing before you roll?
I'm scanning the rooms.
Okay, lower level, Katie, or upstairs?
Lower level first.
Okay, you're going to search here. 7 Chaz.
Okay, so there's no one in this room. Do I get the impression there's no one on this floor?
Yes.
I'm
There's
gonna
only
stand-
two floors, two rooms on this floor.
I'm gonna crouch. I'm gonna find the staircase to go up, and I'm gonna like crouch behind them so that when someone walks down the staircase, I'll go bam.
Okay.
Straight in the back of the head.
For context, it's like the stairs go down and then there's the doorway going in. You could like crouch on the inside and you'd have to leap up, but they would be able to see down to Joe before then. You could head up.
That's okay.
And try
I
to get
just
the
did-
jump.
Yeah, I'll find the best place where I can get the jump on someone coming down the stairs.
Okay. All right. No worries. Noted. You are positioned as such. Seb?
Yeah, are the stairs in like a hallway, or are they in the living room
They're like
area?
in the living room, just off to the side. You kind of walk up them. There's a couple of faded pieces on the wallpaper where paintings or family photos probably once hung, long since fallen away. The whole interior has been stripped away, and pretty much everything has been pushed towards the sides of the rooms, leaving the middle barren.
Okay. Seb is going to look around this room, like at the furniture, at like if there's anything lying around that isn't just takeaway containers, possibly in the wardrobes. Who knows what horrors he will find in there. But he's gonna do all this without entirely realizing what Joe is about to do. So I feel like there is a beautiful moment where the shotgun goes off and he just turns around and just like, God damn.
Okay.
Like he's not fucking prepared for that. So I think he's just distracted by looking at things currently.
I will also emit a loud squeak when the shotgun goes up.
So
Yeah,
Seb and
Chaz
Katie
is
begin
probably
to
the only one who
search.
can actually see her doing it.
Seb and Katie begin to search the two rooms, opening cupboards and looking inside. Chaz plants himself on the corner, and then as you look over, Josephine is striding towards you, unfurling the shotgun, cocking back the hammer, and pointing it at the lock. Joe, I think this probably isn't actually firearms, because anyone can fire a slug into it. I think it's gonna be like mechanical repair or something for like finding the weak point in it, but with a bonus dice, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can do mechanical repair.
Do you have any
can
points
do
in
that.
that?
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
I
In that
do.
case, do mechanical repair with a bonus dice as you just fire into it.
sure.
Little percussive engineering.
Oof,
nah.
okay. Pushing it would be risky. You probably risk the firearm being damaged as you hold it too close to it. You know, the barrel could be wounded by the impact. Otherwise,
it could be wounded.
yeah. Otherwise, firing into it, it like will hit the side of the lock, glancing across it, but the slug's not enough to blow the whole thing open, and instead it just will crumple it inwards, and the lock will be you can't get past this lock anymore. Not with like a locksmithing roll or anything. It's damaged and busted, and then you just be wrenching the door open from there. It's a matter of time, but the lock will be.
So if I push it, I risk damaging the shotgun.
If you fail, yeah.
Yeah, I'll push it.
Okay, go ahead and roll again. Remember, you can't like a push roll, but there's a chance.
Yeah, look.
Okay, roll again. Ooh,
Oh,
that's
so
closer.
close.
You have a bonus dice? Oh, well done. All right, you walk across.
Stupid fucker.
Chaz looks up. You put the gun right up against the lock, and then as you squeeze the trigger, there is an explosion in the room. The lock splinters away, and the door creaks open ever so slightly. You have entry. Seb and Katie, immediately there's a start as you hear this fucking boom inside the house.
The first crack, Seb turns around and is like, good God, makes his way over to Joe, attempting to say, what are you doing? And I think as he goes to say do, it just like explodes again.
It blows open, and can I get everyone to immediately make a listen roll? Hard or more will get you information. Everything below that, unfortunately, the shotgun is gonna dominate your
Sorry,
hearing for the
y'all.
moment.
I fucked everybody's ears up.
It's the double too. It's the
I think Katie. Yep. Oh no, but you're listening to it straight. All right. In that case, all you can hear is ringing in your ears for the moment.
Can I luck mine?
You can.
so
It'd be,
close.
it'd be 18 points.
I'll tell you what. 18 points. I am so low on luck. Let's not do it.
Okay. All right. All you can hear is
really
ringing
quick-
in your ears for a moment.
Quick rules question: does Alex get to tick Joe's listen
Yep.
score?
Oh,
Even
listen,
though-
no, because that was a failure.
No.
No, you don't. What you do get to tick is your mechanical repair score,
Yes.
because that was a success. But
That
unfortunately,
was
no.
pretty good.
All right. Everyone can hear ringing. Seb and Katie. One of you was like in the kitchen, the other one elsewhere. But you all come out as you hear the shotgun, and the door is swung open. Now all you can hear is ringing for a moment. You can't really communicate. What's immediate actions? What are everyone doing?
Reload.
Okay. Break the barrel, load in another 2 shells, and snap it back closed.
No change. Still waiting for someone to come running down the stairs.
Okay. Do you even flinch, Chaz? You kind of saw Joe readying for it. You kind of good?
Yes, but not obviously. Plays pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a little thing of like, like it's when you know the toast is about to jump up and then it does it and it's still like you still have that moment.
Microwave dings and you can't cancel in time. Seven, Katie, are you going back to searching the rooms, or are you gonna head down?
No, I'm gonna post myself like next to Joe and just be like, whatever you're doing, make it quick. And I'm gonna look out into the room, like stand near the basement, but looking into the house, like kind of standing watch. That's
Okay. All right.
Joe's gonna take one step through the little door and then kind of stick her head back out and look at Chaz and be like, I could probably use a hand down here if it's as bad as you say.
Just
If you can't walk back out, I might need.
Andy will rush
Look at
forward at
Katie
this
and Seb.
point.
Have you two got this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
You
listen
shouldn't go
to see
down
if I
alone.
hear anyone running upstairs. That's my concern.
I will say that is, you have made a listen roll. Currently, you can't
Oh.
hear anything, and your ears are kind of. You could walk upstairs and check. At the moment, no one can really hear too much subtle.
That makes
Nothing
sense.
pings. You don't hear anything, so there's no footsteps that you can note.
All right. Let's go.
Or somebody else. It doesn't have to be you, Chaz. You can hang out at the stairs, but somebody.
No, I've already seen
Chaz.
this thing once. I think
Chaz.
that's a better idea.
Chaz, take the gun. Give me the baseball bat.
All right.
I'm coming down too.
Ooh. You sure?
Yes. Yeah. I need to prove to myself that I'm not crazy and I'm right. Come on. Let's just go. We don't have much time.
Yeah, I don't like it. Let's all stick together. Come on, all together.
Just shrug and walk through the door.
I'm
Go
staying,
downstairs.
keeping watch. I'm not going
Yeah.
downstairs.
And you're taking
All right,
the
well,
gun?
you
Is
should
Seb
take a
taking the
gun then. McCarthy, you staying up here?
I
You gotta have a
can't-
gun.
I can't. Fine, give me a gun.
You can
Okay.
you can still hit people with it.
Cool.
All right, so Seb,
the wise man.
Seb takes the gun from Katie as Joe begins to head towards the stairs and peer down and start making their way down. Chaz and Katie are just behind her, and Seb, you begin to look around. Are you mainly keeping watch on this point, or are you going to head elsewhere and start searching the area?
No, I am like literally standing guard outside the door. I'm essentially taking over what Chaz was doing. If someone comes down the stairs, I'm gonna crack open and take the shells out of the gun and pocket them, and then clip it back together. I'm gonna use this as a club and just smack them across the back of the face, because I can use this as a club better than I can use it as a gun.
I do. Are you going to be are you trying to hide? It's a bit hard in this barren room, but you can. Is that where you're going for, like a stealthy and get the jump on them, or are you just planting in the center and making sure nothing gets past you?
Look, I'll try to hide, but I'm not super good at it, so it's more like I'm gonna try and find less
Press
like
up
I'm gonna
against a corner.
just like staying out of view, but I'm not going like out of my way to hide in a fucking wardrobe or something.
Okay, noted. You step around to the side as the others step down into the stairs that lead down towards the basement. So Joe's walking at the front, and none of you have any torches or anything. So you sort of step, unless one of you might have thought to bring them. You step out onto the stairs, and as you move down the first one, they creak underneath you. You can hear splintering. You're feeling out along the walls for like a light switch or something, but nothing's immediately being felt. Up.
We did establish that Seb has like a little pocket torch that he had on him, he just has on him because of the chase down the everything. So
Do you want to pass that across to Katie or
I
Chaz? Who are
can
coming
pass
from the back?
that if that's something we can do, only because we
that's
have
totally fine.
established.
Totally fine. All right, then in that case, Joe, as you're like feeling alongside, you can't find a light switch or anything, and then Katie, like from the back, holds up a torch, clicks it, and a beam slides across the wall. What you're looking at is like a narrow stairway that goes down towards the basement and then presumably opens up towards the side. With that, you are able to find a like light switch, which you grab and tug down, and clicking in, this like flickering light like wavers at the lowest level, and you can see shadows beginning to be cast around the side. Joe, from the front, you begin to hear
John?
Don't just look at him first. Don't let him know we're here.
Shit. Go down the stairs as quickly as I can without, if they've creaked and splintered, I'm not gonna like boof down them. I just want to kind of, as quickly as I can without.
There's like a boom, 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 boom as you go down them and get to the lowest level, and then there's another doorway on this one, but it's not locked or anything. You turn the handle and begin to push it open. Katie and Chaz are just behind you, but they can't see in first. It's you that gets the first look. It's dark inside, but the light that you turned on sends shadows through it, and you can make out in the center of a large, like concrete floored looking basement with piles of wooden things to the side from previous stocks is an organic mass. It's vaguely humanoid shaped, but only vaguely, and the skin, which was once dark, is pustulated with these like grafted organs all across its back, and as it's like hunkered over with its back to you, it begins to slowly pull around. You can see the side of its neck has been opened up, and something like a lung has been pushed inside it, which inflates slowly as it looks around towards you, its hands feeling its way along the ground. It turns to face you, and you recognize the figure. This is John Jeffrey, but something horrible's happened to him. His skin is gaunt and pulled tight against his features, and what was once a very handsome face has been lost to whatever they've done to him. His mouth opens, and you can see this thick, bloated tongue pushes through it so that he can hardly speak, and his like teeth wouldn't be able to close around it, and his eyes are white and glassy, and as the light swings back once more, you can make out swimming behind are these little white worms which do like circles behind the eyes, and you can see them pushing around just underneath the skin. Can you please give me a sanity roll?
Yeah, no shit.
And I'll need it from Chaz and Katie as well, who will note this just a second later.
I already saw this.
And that will be noted.
You saw it through a tiny window at night.
Yeah, all right.
I just opened the door on it.
Oh yeah, that's what we want to see.
This is fun. This
Was
is
that
what we
all
like to
three
say.
failing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not to
all
be
right.
expected.
So,
Delicious.
for Chaz and Katie, it's 1d4 plus 1, but Chaz, yours is -1 because you've seen it before, so just a d4. For Joe, you know John. This is your childhood friend who you've been looking for years. This moment's been building, and this is not how you imagined it. Yours is going to be a d6 plus 1.
Yeah. Oh, I love Call of Cthulhu.
And with that, I'm going to need an intelligence roll because that is enough to possibly send you temporarily mad. So can you please make an
you got the
intelligence
shotgun?
roll?
And I've got the shotgun. Aw.
Okay, that's not what we wanted to see. Roll a
Okay.
d10, please.
You wanna fail your intelligence.
I know.
You know exactly what you see.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my god.
For anyone who
Oh, hang on.
hasn't caught our streams previously, when you go temporarily insane, if you fail your intelligence roll, you're too dumb to know what you're looking at, and so you're okay.
Uh-huh.
If you succeed
Whereas the
it,
failure
you know
is that-
exactly what you're looking at, and you're gonna go mad.
Alex, I'm going to whisper you something in roll 20.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I love Call of Cthulhu.
Oh,
Don't do that.
just so exciting.
But how many rounds?
Yeah.
How many rounds?
Well, we're not in combat, so
Okay, did
Well,
that
we
go through,
might be
Alex?
a
Can you
bit-
see
I
that?
mean,
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Cool. Yeah, so
and
upon
I'll
seeing this,
We'll leave that for
Yeah.
a second because we'll build it. So take a beat. I'm going to go back upstairs. So you see this. All of you notice it. The figure begins to turn around. You see these glassy eyes. And back upstairs, Seb, you suddenly hear something from the second level. You weren't able to hear it over the ringing of the shotgun for the moment, but as downstairs the door opens, you hear something is creaked, and suddenly underneath all of your hearing, you begin to hear this buzzing sound that fills your ears, and for a moment nausea rises in your like bile rising in your stomach, and you begin to just feel waves of sickness coming over you. You're fighting it, and for a moment you actually grip the banister and rewrite yourself. What's your immediate instinct?
My immediate instinct is to hold on to my breakfast if I'd had any. But I think because I haven't heard anything from downstairs yet.
Not
My
just
immediate
yet. This is
instinct
happening
is
about the
to
same
just
time.
like it is looking up the stairs and preparing for whatever this thing that is like. There's a bit of Seb's brain that goes, breakfast disagreed with me. And then it goes, you didn't have breakfast. And then it's like, and then he just stops. Like there is no more thought. And he just looks up the staircase and
Okay.
grips a hold of the shotgun, like flips it round to have the butt ready. And is just like, kinda... He just like sets himself. There's a definite like calm that sort of happens as he prepares to lay into something.
Okay. You set yourself ready. You can feel this nausea rising as this buzzing sound undercuts everything and begins to rise around you. Looking up, you can just make out what sounds like footsteps descending a ladder or something, but the buzzing is everywhere and it dominates something. As you lean back against it for a moment, you suddenly feel the back of your shoulder is wet. You've taken off your jacket and you're just wearing like a nice shirt, and it's condensation. Put a finger to the curtain and pull back the sheets, and you notice that fog is beginning to swell on the ground outside. Back downstairs, how do things go?
Joe, as soon as she sees John's face, she just drops the shotgun on the ground immediately and kind of like launches herself towards him, falling to her knees, and lets out a wail, just a high-pitched, keening wail of just grief and guilt and just is basically just sobbing through her tears, just saying to me, I'm sorry, I should have been there, I should have been here earlier. What did they do to you? I'm sorry. And is basically just having a grief breakdown.
As Joe falls to her knees in front of it, Chaz and Katie, you're stunned for a moment, and the figure like leans down. You can feel it like touching around the ground around her. Its ears have been turned to like cauliflower with time and sort of almost inverted. It probably can't hear anything, but it's sensing something in the room, and its hands, which are clammy as if they've been left in the bath for days, are beginning to feel along, and then they find Joe's hand and begin to like grip around it. Chaz and Katie, what are the two of you doing?
And Joe can actually reach up and go to touch his face.
Pull her back! Pull her back!
Are you me and Jackson?
I will remind you there's a shotgun on the ground.
Yeah, Katie, you grab the gun. I'm going to grab Joe.
Okay.
All right.
Katie reaches down to the gun and Chaz steps forward. Joe, as you're reaching up, you can feel his hand, and you are certain that this is John. Around around his tongue, he begins to like groan and moan, and his hands are like gripping the sides of your like biceps, and when they squeeze against it, it's wet, and you can almost see his skin sort of like moving independently of the muscles underneath. Around it, he moans again, and then this time you think he's saying, as he says it, it's echoed somewhere in your mind. Underneath all this grief and things, you hear the voice that you remember from your childhood when you rode bikes and played, footy out in the street. You hear it clearly. Joe.
I'm sorry.
Me. Joe, I don't want to be in the dark anymore. And you're looking up at his eyes, which are completely blinded, and worms swing underneath it. Chaz and Katie, you faintly hear, "In the dark." As Katie, you pick up the gun and snap it closed. Chaz, you get to Joe, and as you put a hand on her, she doesn't seem to be immediately like reacting to your touch. What are you guys doing?
Joe, I don't think he knows it's you.
He does. He knows it's me.
No.
He's in the dark. He can't see.
I know. You just gotta give him a little bit of space, all right? It might be dangerous. I don't know, but we're gonna take a few steps back and we're gonna figure it out.
Put with his hand on mine. I'm gonna put my hands up on his face and kind of just forehead to forehead with the creature.
As you touch it, it's clammy and wet and everything, and you're feeling the sides of his face, which is like, distended organs on the exterior, and you touch it towards him, and as you do this, you can hear him say, "Save me, Joe. They took me. They split me 9 ways. Only 1 for me and 8 for them." Katie, what are you doing?
I'm taking the aim action, and I'll say, Chaz, drag her back.
All right, Joe, we're just going to get a little bit of space here. I'm going to start gently pulling her away.
I'm going to
just a little bit of space.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Do you guys want to do contested fighting brawl? Chaz, how are you willing to hurt Joe, or is this like a first attempt?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's just a gentle lift.
Can you roll with a penalty dice, please?
Yeah, that's fair. Fighting brawl.
The 2 titans against each other.
Actually, what are your 2 builds? Oh, wow.
My build is a number.
Bigger than me, I think.
I think you're both build 1 functionally.
Yeah.
I think, Joe, you're also build 1, so in that case, no things. So, Chaz, roll a penalty dice. And that's going to be
86
a failure.
You've
got it, and then suddenly Joe, willing to hurt you, just elbows back, slam into it. You reel backwards for a moment, and then Joe, you're back. Upstairs, Seb, this droning continues to fill your ears, and you hear footsteps now moving up along the upper story. You've noticed the fog building outside. What do you do? Stay where you are?
So what I know is the last time the fog happened, people disappeared, or at least something came out to get people, but only if they were in the fog, from what I remember.
You're running through what Katie told you, what you remember from that night when the students went missing. There's a creak on the floorboards. Whatever's moving up there is getting closer to the stairs.
Great. I don't think there's an equivalent of an aim action with a baseball bat equivalent, but that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm like going to, honestly, what I'm aiming for is whatever walks down the stairs. If it's about human size, I'm going for its throat.
Okay.
I'm gonna clothesline it.
From below, you hear a sobbing cry of racked grief, and then you hear Chaz yelling for Joe to get back and Katie grabbing the shotgun. Whatever is up there moves once more.
Yeah, I think I hear it, and I focus on the stairs.
Okay.
Because that is just like all of the buzzing, all the fog, all the everything is like whatever this is. It fucking owes me.
Oh yeah. All right. As it continues buzzing around it and rising, the figure comes into view. Can you go ahead and give me a stealth test? It's hard in there, but you've gotten prepared, so just a straight roll.
Nope.
Okay.
Not a fumble, but
no worries. One off a fumble. Standing at the highest level is a heavy-set young gentleman wearing a little cardigan and with sort of like curled blonde hair and a spattering of freckles along his cheeks. This is William Noakes, the friendly farmer's son who you remember traveling to Cobb's Corners with, but there's a glint of something in his eyes. And as he looks down, he takes the measure of the room, spots a figure standing in the corners, and when his hand drops down, there is a pistol held in between his fingers. He calls out, "Who is it? Who's there?"
Is there something between me and him at the moment?
You're like in the shadow, so he can't identify who you are, but he spotted you on the other side of the room. And then there is the set of stairs all the way up. He's standing at the highest point. So yes, you would have to like sprint towards him, and he's spotted you. He raises the gun.
Yeah, I'll step out.
Okay. You stand out, and the light now catches you. There's no bulbs on in here, but there's enough like filtering through corners and things to identify you. And he goes, "McCarthy, you shouldn't be here, guy."
Why is that exactly?
You know full well why. Listen, step forward, hold up your hands, and drop that shotgun.
It's not loaded.
Yeah, I don't really care so much. Drop it now, or I'll drop you. From downstairs, there's another sobbing cry. He goes, "Looks like your friends found our fellow in the basement, huh?"
I'm gonna like put the shotgun down, put my hands like up, and then kind of go, "You were keeping someone in the basement? What kind of madness is this, Noakes? You're a nice guy who studies business. What's going on?"
This is just us doing what we have to do, all right? Listen, what I remember of you was fond enough, and fond enough for the fellows I'm sure you're traveling with. There's others who would make this worse, but I'll make it clean, okay? Step forward, kneel on the stairs, and present your neck. I'll make this quick, and I promise you there's more that comes after this. I promise you. Lean down now, Seb. I don't want to make this bloodier than it's gotta be.
If you're gonna kill me anyway, why don't you tell me what's going on first? It's not like we're in a hurry. I'd like to know, before you put me down.
Make a charm or persuade roll. It's gonna be hard.
It's a good line. It
is.
If he remembers me fondly, let's go fucking charm.
All right.
Let's just do it.
We spent that night, drinking hooch out in the woods by the campfire.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can I luck to a critical, and does that do anything?
The extreme is gonna get it for you. That's good. That's enough of a pause. You're still kind of holding the shotgun, but you've let it like lower down enough, and you haven't moved much further forward. He's still got a bead on you with the pistol, but you can see him blink, and it's at this point that you notice he's holding the pistol confidently, but not with any great skill. It's kind of a little too far out, and he's got the drop on you. That'll definitely count for something, but he's not the best shot. He goes, "Listen, Seb, it ain't just me in here anymore. you gotta understand that, fellow you know, Noxie, there's bits left to be sure, but it's not him. My name's Henry Akeley. You understand? I'm a fellow. I was a professor type. I did research of my own, and I found there was more to this life than what's been let on. I've been offered an opportunity to see the stars, and I've taken it up. Sure, I gotta do something for some folk every now and then, but God in hell if it ain't been worth it. And at this point, we're gonna cut away and go back downstairs to Katie, Chaz, and Joe. Joe, you've just snapped back and battered Chaz in the nose. He stumbles for a moment, and Katie's got the gun and is stepping forward towards the two of you. You can still feel John in your head going, 1 for me, 8 for them.
What can I do? What can I...
I don't know.
John,
just
I'm sorry.
save me. I can feel them where they are. Some in a lab.
How do I do it? How do I save you?
Some are creeping. I don't know. Some are moving. One's here. And suddenly there's a flash behind your eyes, and the vision is tear stained as you're looking out. But it's if you're behind the wheel of a car and you're driving along isolated roads, heading in the same direction, heading towards this house. Then there's another flash for a moment, and he goes, they use me, Joe. They use me to see and to communicate. They know.
Sorry.
They know you're here. Save
okay,
me.
that's okay.
I don't want to be in the dark anymore. And Chaz and Katie, you can continue here like.
I'm coming in for another pull, but
Okay.
less gentle this time.
Get the back on him and wrench. And this time, though, as you pull back, Chaz, you notice that John, or this monster, has squeezed tight around Joe's arms.
Yeah,
And where it's
yeah.
pushing again, you can actually begin to see like a red reaction beginning to spread across Joe's forehead as something that's pushed against it is like not doing well with a living body. Katie, what are you doing?
Could I step in to advertise that I am about to shoot this beast to try and apply a penalty dice to Joe? Because I'm hoping that she will be too distracted to try and stop me from shooting to be able to properly fight Chaz.
I think that tracks. At this point, Alex, could you roll another 1d10, and this will be the number of rounds that your madness has lasted, noting that it's probably been about 3 now.
Yeah.
So if we get under that, it's going to resolve shortly. Okay.
Ooh,
Still
okay.
Still in it. Still in it. All right.
Still in it.
Alex, does that track? A gun facing John would be like you're now just like you also have to lunge and push Katie's gun away. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
And
'Cause-
Chaz less subtle this time.
Yeah, like a full-on heft in a hole, because it's not good.
Okay. Let's roll them again. Alex, this time please roll with a penalty dice as Chaz bodies you away.
Yeah. Look,
Okay.
I'm out.
Chaz, you're able to grab the sides and pull her back. She like lashes out, kicking the gun
No, what
as
are you
she's
doing?
pulled, and gets backwards. And you notice that while John was gripping tightly, he's just not that strong. Frail nails cut across, and Joe begins to bleed a little bit. But 2 of the nails are pushed backwards in their beds as it's tugged away, and they clatter to the ground as John reaches out after her and just moans something again. And Joe,
John,
that
it's
connection you had
John.
is severed.
No, it's John.
Joe, we're gonna help him, but
It's
you just
him,
can't
he's in
touch him.
there.
I know, and we're gonna help him, but you just can't touch him. It's not good for you. Look at your skin. Look at your skin.
Been there. I should have been there.
We can figure this out. Just come upstairs. We can figure this out.
I'm not going anywhere.
Can we hear what's happening upstairs at this point? Maybe with this
Probably,
extreme...
I think over the crying and things, you can't. Unless one of you takes a moment to step away, this is kind of dominating attention. They've just been talking upstairs, whereas there was a lot of yelling down here.
Joe, I know I can help. I'm the doctor. Just stand back. You can stay here. Just don't touch him. Just please don't touch him.
John.
All right, no,
Okay.
I think we got to get her out of here. I think we're gonna be able to figure out what we can do once we get out of this room. We can't.
I'm not
can't stay
leaving him.
here.
I'm not leaving him. If I'm
Listen,
going,
Joe,
he's going too. I'm not leaving him.
What if you're hurting him? Huh? Look
not
at him. He
leaving
doesn't
him.
look happy right now. Your presence here, it could
No, I was talking to
fracture his
him.
heart. It could do anything.
No,
We
I
can
can
help
hear
him.
him. He's trapped in there, and he's
I think
can't
we
see.
spend
He's in
a
the
turn.
dark.
We spend a turn effectively trying to reason with each other.
So Chaz
Without
has
success.
like grappled Joe, holding her arms to the side, and Joe's
Yep.
pretty like she's tough.
yeah.
Like you're actually
It's like-
fully grappling her, and she's thrashing about. Katie standing in between of you and holding the gun. And every now and then, Katie, you look down because while oh yeah, I forgot those are available. While Joe's been pulled backwards, the creature keeps on trying to reach out towards you, and like slap on the ground, but it can't find anyone here. You spend a while talking back and forth, and we'll look back upstairs at Seb. So the person claiming to be Noakes / Akeley has spoken to you. What do you say in response?
So you are Henry Akeley. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking?
Not so old. When I passed, I would have been 60s or so, and it's been a few years since then, but not real long. I'm younger than most. Still got a lot to see, if you know what I mean.
Right, were you a professor at Miskatonic?
I wasn't, but I'm pleased to say I was real good friends with some of them. Do you know Professor Wilmarth? He teaches your literature class.
Yeah, I do indeed. I know Mr. Professor Wilmoth well. I also am familiar with and it slips my mind, but the one that organized the trip.
Harold.
Harold, yeah, Professor Harold. I study folklore and history.
I see. Yeah, well, listen, Mr. McCarthy, this could be a real opportunity for you. Understand, your fellows who have gone down below, it's unlikely they're real long for this world. What's coming for them is making its way here now, and it's not going to be pretty. And if you're here too, it's gonna unfold poorly for you as well. So I say again, step forward. Let me end this existence of yours that you might come with me to the next. We have means of preserving you, Mr. McCarthy, beyond this life. You can see untold things. Believe you me, I had doubts as well at first, but everything I was promised has come true. We can transport you, Mr. McCarthy, to the stars and beyond. There's so much more to this world and what it has to offer. But unfortunately, this is the last time I'm gonna ask. And he, cocks the hammer.
Okay.
What do you say?
I will take a few steps forward towards him. And I will, because you said I haven't technically dropped the shotgun yet, have I?
Nope. He
Lovely.
is though still like up the stairs. Like you would still need a fucking barrel at him.
Could do the old every kung fu video where you wait until you get the gun at the back of your neck and then you do the thing.
I could punch things. I'm not. What I might say is I might be like, look, forgive me for asking, but could we maybe do this on an equal footing? I mean, I am a McCarthy, and I don't really like it when people stand above me, if you understand my meaning.
Make a persuasion check. This is going to be extreme. You're trying to get him to come down into melee range. He knows he's not as proficient with this gun.
I won't move towards him until he either says yes or no. So like I'll still be back and I'll walk towards him if he comes down the stairs.
I get you.
Yeah.
It's going to be very unlikely for him to step forward though.
Ooh.
You wanted an extreme?
I would.
You got 24 points.
Got 73.
What?
Are you spending it?
Oh fuck yeah!
What? Where'd you get those from?
I started with 70 luck, I think.
You've been holding out in this.
Yeah,
Okay.
because this is what I do. This is how I play my characters. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. So 24 was it?
Yep.
Delightful. It does take me down to under 50. So oh no, but
Heck off.
Yeah, I will spend. I don't know how this works as a luck thing, but maybe a little bit of Noakes gets through to this guy just in that second.
Okay. You say it, and you can hear almost a sigh of relief from the stairs, and he goes, "Thank God, McCarthy. I knew you were a reasonable fellow. I knew you could be persuaded, and it's good to meet someone who doesn't just run and scream at the idea of something grander than themselves." He begins to walk down the stairs. He says, "Turn around for me. Face the wall. I'll make it quick, I promise." But he's coming towards you. He's going to want you to turn around and face the wall, but then he's going to get real fucking close.
Yep.
Okay.
I will turn around and face the wall, and
where you are, you're at the window, and it's boarded up, but the sheets are semi-translucent, and you notice, just for a flash, somewhere out there in the fog, there is a pulse of light, like a single high beam coming through the trees. He steps up behind you, and he goes, "Mr. McCarthy, this is the beginning of something a lot grander for you and for I." And then you feel the cold of the barrel pressed up against the back of your neck. Let's park it there for just a beat and check in on downstairs. A little bit of time has passed. John continues to pull forward. How does this develop?
I'm still having a moment, I think.
You're getting close to it. You're beginning to feel you're regaining control.
Okay.
It's getting there,
Well,
but you're still a little bit off.
With Katie kind of standing in the middle with the gun, I'm gonna look at the gun and look at John. Is that it? Is that how we can help you? Is that what you want?
What does he want? You said you spoke to him?
Yeah, I spoke to him. I'm sorry, John.
What's he saying to you?
He said he was split 9 ways, 8 for them and only 1 left for him, and he's in the dark and they use him to see and he wants our help.
Yeah. Didn't I, when I was looking in the window last time I was here, they were like scooping some stuff up him?
They were feeding him. They were sending this liquid with white worms all across the floor to feed him.
They use him to communicate. There's only this bit left. The gun. You think he wants us to? You think he wants us to shoot him?
I don't know.
Joe, listen. We can
I
fix
can talk
this.
to him if I touch him. I can talk to him and he can tell me if that's what he wants.
Joe, he said it
try and
himself.
lunge towards John again.
Get pulled, and you make it an inch or so before Chaz grabs you back. You can see Katie, you're the one facing it. Chaz, you can't notice it, but Joe's skin is pustulating a little bit, like blisters forming where they touched, and the side of her hands are like there's big red angry rash marks.
Joe, you gotta look at your hands. You gotta look at your hands. Look what he's touching is doing to you. It's not a good idea.
You can't help him while you're like this.
That's probably the end of the line for Joe, and she's just gonna go slack and start crying.
Okay. She no longer feels like she's resisting as much, Chaz.
Yeah.
Up the stairs. Come on, up the stairs.
All right, we just gotta.
No, not leaving. I'm not leaving him.
We're not leaving him. We're just taking a break, and we're gonna calm down. We're gonna figure out what to do.
As you begin to step away, he slaps along the ground, and John begins to feel out, but he can't feel anyone there. And in panic, unable to sense anyone with sight or hearing or even smell, he just begins to let out these sad groaning, moaning sounds as you're pulled away and begin to get to the door. You hit it and begin to go up the stairs when you can make out faint conversation from the room above.
Shit.
Hold her, and I'll sprint upstairs, trying to get up to help.
All right. As you run up the stairs, Seb, the gun feels the back of the neck, and then you feel, you hear Akeley say, this is the beginning of blah, blah, blah. What do you do?
There is just a very minor thing that I should probably let you know about before we get this over with. I promised my soul to another person quite a long time ago, and I promised to see the stars with them, not you. Sorry. And I'll turn around and I will pick up the shotgun and just crack it as hard as I fucking can across his face.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a contested roll, and I'm gonna riposte with firearms. Okay.
Great.
Oh no.
Does build factor in since he's this close?
This is not a maneuver. But I mean, build will apply to your damage, so you can have it there.
I'm build 0. I'm like movement is better. Do I
right.
get any kind of bonus because I vaguely convinced him that I was on board with this?
This is
He was off guard.
He had it readied. Yes, take a bonus dice. You are right. He wasn't prepared. Actually, no, he had the right. You know, we're doing it flat. He had a gun to the back of your neck. You have to grab something, swing around. We're doing it as is.
I mean, we can. I don't really care where I'm hitting him, even if it's just like the back of his leg, so he falls over. I don't care, but I'm going for something.
Here we go.
Forgive this very poorly formatted.
I will immediately give you 3 points for a
Okay,
hard.
so you're making it hard.
Just because he's riposting.
I'm riposting. I'm just putting in the numbers. Couldn't have.
So he would need an extreme, which.
All right.
All right, you have 3.
You good? You swing around. You like first butt the gun out of the side. It fires, lancing through the window and out into the trees beyond. And go ahead and roll your damage. Assume the club was like a D4 plus your damage bonus.
No idea. I don't have a die. Is a baseball bat a D4?
Yeah, but this is an improvise. You're trying not to. If you'd use it for more, it's going to really break up. This is not made to be a weapon. You basically got an improvised weapon here.
1.
Okay, it's enough to like club him backwards. The gun gets pushed away, and then we're going to be going to dex order from here. So can everyone please tell me their dexterities?
80.
80.
Oh, fantastic.
Chaz.
50.
50.
60.
I'm also 50.
Seb, Chaz, Katie, and now I'll just add my good friends in.
Friends. Plural. Oh, dear.
Well, there's one downstairs, isn't there?
Oh, Dave, we didn't know you had any friends.
Well, you know, it's role playing. We all like to live out fantasies.
Okay, all right. Someone's dying today.
I'm getting killed now.
All right, last one. Un momento, por favor. All right, Joe, you are first.
At the sound
we're going to say this is your last round.
Okay, of grief.
Actually, make a power roll. Let's put it to the dice. I think it's more interesting.
Yeah.
So success, and you are out of it now. Otherwise, you
I
are.
don't have a lot of that, but you know.
You're back.
Oh.
With that, as you get pulled away, you hear the gunshot upstairs. It's enough to snap you out of it. You're still, emotionally vulnerable and everything, but you are back in control. What do you want to do?
If I can sprint up the stairs past Katie.
You are being held by Chaz.
Yeah.
Chaz, when you notice that Joe is going upstairs, do you let them go? Let her go?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, I got the sense like she went limp just a few moments ago, so I think she's okay.
You're basically carrying me up the stairs crying, so.
You get let go and you sprint up the stairs. You're able to make it up to the higher level where you can see the gun go off. There's William Noakes, who I think you've probably seen in passing before. I think you might have seen him in the laboratory. Very close to Seb, who's got the gun and is barreling it down towards them. What do you want to do?
If I could, I don't know if I will have the range, but if I could footy tackle him, that'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. Do you want to make a fighting brawl roll?
I sure do.
He's going to try and dodge.
What?
That looks pretty good. One moment.
Can I recommend locking that down to a hard?
Yeah, I might do that.
Just, you gotta do it before.
But yeah, I only need 2.
So you want to make it a hard?
Yes.
Because if he's dodging, he only has to meet you. Whereas
Yep,
so this means
hard.
he would have to meet hard.
You're good.
It doesn't matter anyway,
Okay.
but it's only 2 points and I don't really care.
Done. All right, so that's success. He whirls around and tries to move out of the way, but he's not quick. This was a professor sort of thing in a larger body, sure, but it's not enough. You grab him and spear him against the wall, and I'm gonna say you basically got him pinned on the ground. The gun is still in his hand, but it's like jammed against the side, and you've got a foot pushed down on it, so he can't get it up and moving. As you're holding him down, you can look up at his eyes, which are like flashing with equal parts terror and also anticipation, as he keeps looking outside. And now that you're upstairs, you can hear the droning as well. That ends Joe. Outside.
He's also just going to be screaming, "What did you do to him?"
Fuck
Just-
yes. All right. As you scream outside, you can hear the droning, and then suddenly the door just to your side, Seb, you notice begins to ice over with thick crystals of mist, and you can actually see the interior of the door is beginning to like frost over. Something is on the other side of it, and we go to your turn.
I would like to wrench the pistol out of Ackley's hand.
Yep.
Please.
Okay. You step over towards it and like plant a boot on his wrist. It opens and you grab the gun. Anything else?
I'm going to...
It's probably the key action, so if you have anything like sort of minor or whatever, you've disarmed him and gotten yourself a weapon.
Yeah, I want to quickly check to see if there's more bullets in there. I'm going to assume there are.
Yep, there are.
Click it closed, point it at him, and go, "You're going to tell me how we make this go away? Because we would like to leave now."
All right. You hold the gun towards him. It is now his turn, and he goes, "I'm sorry, but that's the thing. I don't think you can. What's coming is... hell, it's scary to me. It's gonna be fucking terrifying to you." And he does nothing for his turn except watch. Chaz, you're up.
Well, if everyone's sprinting upstairs, then that seems like the thing to do.
Okay.
It's the place to be.
You rush up the stairs. You can see Joe has got William Noakes like leant against the ground. Seb's got a gun pointed at him, and you can see this the doorway is like buckling inwards as thick like rime frost coats it.
We gotta go.
Well, that's not good. You mean the front door? Something's coming in the front door?
Front door.
Well, I'm gonna secure a route to the back door.
Okay, so you start heading towards the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking for dangers and like shouting out to everyone, "We're going out the back!"
All right, you like run through, just bust open the door and move out into it. No one's come or gone through here since you were last there, and the door's still open. Outside, the rain is still falling, but it's impossible to see. Thick mist surrounds it, and you can faintly hear the pitter-patter of raindrops, but it's all undercut by this huge thrumming drone that fills your ears, and there's just waves of nausea coming over you. You are at the back door and looking out as we end your turn and go to Katie.
I run up the stairs as well. I yell, "It's happening again!" And I will back following Chaz. I end with my back to his, taking the aim action at the front door, ready to pop whatever comes through.
You'll have to still be in the first room, or else you won't be able to see it from that door. Do you want to have the eye line on the door, or do you want to go out the back?
Let's go out the back with Chaz.
Okay. All right. You move around, and we are now 2 and 2. Last to act is poor John Jeffrey. From down, you can just hear another pitiful groan of pain, terror, and frustration, but he cannot move. He has been grafted to the floor, or, his skin is melded with it, part concrete now. And we go back to the top with Joe.
You gave him a turn just to make us feel bad?
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
With him saying with what's coming and all of that, I think Joe's going to look back at Seb, who's got the drop on him with a pistol, launch off him if I can grab the shotgun, and I think Joe is going to head towards the basement stairs.
Okay. All right. So you grab the shotgun, Seb is holding it, and you head towards the stairs and down into the basement where you can just hear echoing groans from beneath.
I will, on my turn, I'll say something, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's been...
Unless I'm allowed to say something before Joe runs away.
You can say
As
something.
she
You guys can
does
talk. That's fine with me.
I'll just be
as
like...
she grabs it, she's just going to say, "We've got to end this and get out."
It's not loaded.
You have shotgun shells.
I know, it was more just like, so she doesn't
fine.
hold it up, because I
Yeah.
did say I unloaded it, and I'm like, I do
Yeah.
not want you to go and try and shoot him, and then nothing happens, so I'm just like, it's not loaded.
It also shows that Seb's kind of on board with it being loaded.
Oh, I'm sorry, you have...
Yeah.
I, Art, have been holding in a scream of "please, for the love of Christ, shoot it" for this entire thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
So
was sad.
Joe, you get to the stairs, thumbing in shells, and as you begin to go down them, there is an explosion from the door as it buckles inwards. It basically just fucking evaporates into splinters of wood, fire thing, and something emerges through it. The fog rolls underneath it first, but coming inside is this large, crusted shaped thing. It's vaguely insectile at the most basic description and has too many legs, and behind it are these pearlescent sheening wings, and there's far too many to count, and they seem to be too small to lift something of this size, but it hovers, moving in the air. Its face, or where a head might be, looks more like a organ of fungus, which rolls around and seems to shift incandescently before you, and it changes in colors as it moving through, shifting from red to purple, orange to yellow, and in dazzling display. Seb, you're the only one there. Katie's just moved around the corner and the other one's gone down, and William, or Henry, from underneath you goes, yes. Seb, can you please make a power roll?
Power?
Go.
Yes, please.
No.
It thrums. You can feel this like rising bile in your current, and as you're standing over William, you almost vomit in his face as you feel this thing, and you almost freeze up in paralysis. It moves into the room, rising up into the center of it, and fog billowing out before it. It has an uncountable number of arms because you can barely see it, and when you catch glimpses of it, you try and shut it out, but it's holding strained things in its hands, these little like lead-shaped lumps of something, and as it rises up before it, its whole like maw opens up, and you can see long lines of like red vines or something that move out and chitter in the space, crackling with electricity and foam that bubbles and spits beneath it. Could you please make a sanity roll for me?
Well, given that, given, yeah, sure, let's do that. Go away.
You're fine. None taken. You see it and you go, we will
Also,
deal with
please
this later.
note, my power is 80.
Hell yeah,
My
man.
sanity is 80, and I have not had to make a sanity roll until this point. I am fresh, and I think Seb just goes, nope.
And Seb, it is your turn. What do you want to
Problem
do?
for later.
You're up.
I leave.
Okay. You
Mount.
step
I'm
up
done.
off it and begin to move away. Where are you heading? Out the back?
I am...
Fucking go.
Yeah, I think Seb kind of goes like, so quick vibe check. Alex, how does Joe feel about Jeff?
About
John Jeffrey.
Are they childhood friends in like childhood friends we were friends, or childhood friends as in like,
oh no, they're like besties.
cool.
Like besties. Like this is like, she's not leaving it. Like this is and she's already in the
no.
doorway.
So
upstairs.
Seb has that with someone else, and he recognizes that in Joe and goes,
You gotta go. You gotta fucking go.
yeah. This isn't something he can help with, and he's gonna run. He's gonna go. He's not gonna say anything to Ackley. He's just going to bail
Okay.
as fast as he can.
You
Taking the
run-
gun with me, but I'm gone.
You run past, you like grab the pistol and run past the thing. You
already
can
had it.
feel something cold brush against you as you
Ugh.
pass, and Aicles, he begins to struggle up to his feet, yells after you, goes, I promised I would have done it quick. We now go to Chaz and Katie as something has emerged into the house and is very much fucking following you. Chaz, it's your turn.
Oh, good. What were we doing with the taxi again? Was it waiting for us? Was
It is
getting
waiting
back?
nearby. Now that fog has rolled in, it's probably been about 20 minutes or so you're about, it's time to get there. Hopefully it's still there when you arrive.
All right, I think I'm going to say, Katie, get to the car, and I'm going to resume my my cunning plan, my excellent tactic of hiding behind the doorway with a baseball bat. Going to hit whatever comes through.
If it ain't broke.
If I'm being addressed, I'll say we're going together around to the side. We can pull Joe out through the basement window and go together. And I'll keep trying to pull Chaz with me.
Wait, Joe's in the basement? I thought Joe's came out.
I presume I would have heard.
You
since
could have
I was
just
coming
made it,
through.
as she goes back, because you would have heard the shotgun's not loaded and then the door opening and closing.
We can't pull her through the window. We need you. Only you can do that.
All right, get me where I need to be.
Okay.
Right.
You got the brains. Tell me what to do.
No one left behind. I think our aim is to, assuming that no one else does something else, sprint around the side of the house. So we go out the back door, around the side, trying to put as much distance as we can between us and this thing. And then when we get to the basement window, smash the window as best we can and try and yank Joe out through it before we head to the car.
You guys have time, so you sprint around and Chaz able to like jam the bat into the window, begin to break it open. It's quite low down there and it's a thin thing and there's shards of glass all through it. It'll be vicious to be pulled up through it, but there is a chance of an exit at this point. Art?
Is it, because I said I'd pretty much use my whole turn to bail, would I have been in the kitchen to hear that and or through enough to hear the sound of breaking glass? Great,
Yes,
so I will...
you can be with them if you want, because you use your full turn to run with them, basically. You won't be helping, but you're there.
Yeah, that's fine. I will be there.
Okay.
With a pistol.
All right.
Probably not that, yeah. Just
You rush round, so the three of you are all outside and beginning to bust through the glass. When we go back downstairs and we go back to the creature I gave a turn to moan pitifully. Joe, you come out into the room. From up above you can feel cold and that humming's underneath you, but your ears only hear John, who's like feeling you almost in the air again, or maybe he was just moaning your name the entire time you weren't here. Goes again. No! We go to the top and it's your turn.
I'm going to shoot my childhood friend with a shotgun at a very close range.
Point blank even?
That's a quote for 2022 already.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot my childhood friend with a shotgun at point blank range.
No roll is needed, but I will need you to make a sanity roll.
Yeah, no shit. Oh.
Oh my god.
Take a point, regardless. But I guess at some level you knew that this was where it was going.
Sure
I
did.
leave this completely in your hands. How does this unfold? He's reaching out towards you, trying to say your name. How do you take this? How's that?
I'm guessing that the rest of the crew are up at the window by now and are beginning to smash it in. She's going to kind of glance up there, cock the shotgun, and just with tears just streaming down her face, brace it against her shoulder and right up against his head, like an inch away, and just says, I'm sorry, and pulls the trigger.
It's the same spot where your foreheads were touching only moments ago. Boom.
Just
John is sent backwards. He falls away, but like you can hear things breaking underneath because he's like grafted the floor, but eventually he slumps down, lifeless. Doesn't say anything more. Hopefully he's not suffering anymore. From up in the corner, you can hear Katie like yelling to Chaz to like reach down and grab you, and you begin to head towards the door.
Yep. Push it down inside, deep down inside, deal with it later. Out the door. Oh, well, out the window. If I can.
You head towards it, but that's going to be on the next round. We have one more person to act before that. It's our strange thing coming out from the doorway behind you. Seb, Chaz, and Katie. Seb, you've already seen it. Chaz and Katie, I'm going to need you to make sanity rolls as this crustacean insect frickin' thing comes bursting out. Rather than coming out the doorway, it just explodes through one of the windows and suddenly it's hovering above you with glass raining down beneath you. Fog rises up and this time crackling electricity begins to form in front of this lead-shaped barrel that's pointed towards you.
Oh my god. That's a fumble from me, 100.
Yeah, baby. All right, Chaz, that's a D6. Katie, that's 6. Make an intelligence check.
What?
Intelligence, famously, I'm really
Now
bad
we're
at that.
cooking with gas. Okay, Chaz is all right. He's at a... Katie.
Oh.
You know
100,
this thing is...
Or in this case, 100.
I know exactly what it is.
You know this thing is some bullshit. Roll a D10 for us, Jim.
Wait. You would know what this is because you saw the photo in
And I
what's his
saw
And
the
it
cave
matches.
drawing. And
Yeah.
I
matches.
also, in the first session, wandered out into the woods and had some kind of encounter. Was it the same thing?
It is there is a similar presence, that thrumming sound, that paralysis that overtook you. You are familiar, and as the nausea rises, you realize that it has come again. These things have been around for longer than you have. There are cave paintings centuries old, and here one is before you. They've survived this long. What chance do you, feeble 4, have against it? Roll a d10.
All right, coming right up. 7.
Una momento.
Wait, is that what I think it is?
God, I hope so.
Same.
It is.
Because Katie's got a gun.
Katie, I'm gonna ping you. Let's do this.
Okay,
I like this one.
fantastic. Do you want me to roll timeline?
Actually, Jamie, can you roll it so that only you and I see it? Can you send it to Keeper, please? So /
Yes.
whisper GM should do it. Have you gotten my message?
Yep.
You know
Yes,
what?
I have.
Or
So I'm
otherwise, just roll a d10 in front of you or something. You figure out a way to cook it. That's all good. All right, it comes bursting out, hovers above you. You can see this thick carapace around. The whole thing kind of shivers and moves around you. And then from the highest point, there is a lance of sparks which fire down towards Seb. Do you want to throw yourself prone? You'll impose a penalty dice on this roll, but you will not be able to take actions on the next turn. Or do you want to see where it goes?
I'm running away.
Okay.
So
gonna take a pot shot.
I will get small, but I will run.
Alright.
I'm legging it.
You're heading towards like the tree line and hoping that on the other side of that, it bursts out. There is a thrum. The shifting hues of colors change again, and then it fires. Oh my god. No, I was whispering to GM. I'm gonna reroll. No, I'm not
Well,
gonna
then
reroll
it doesn't count.
No, it does absolutely counts.
Ah.
I shit you not, I crit.
Oh my god.
Seb, you are
No.
going to take 10 points of damage
No.
as this thing lances out towards you. There is a bolt of energy, and Seb just gets hit square in the back and flung. What is your max hit points?
11.
Okay, so there's a chance. I am
Would you
print
like a
screening this
constitution
though.
roll?
I am print screening this for future.
Does that mean con check to stay conscious?
Yes, there's actually a couple rolls with this one.
Oh
Hang on,
dear.
I'm saving my proof.
That would have been an outright kill if you had 10 hit points,
It was
right?
that would have been really ugly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yes. Make a. One second. Nothing so dramatic as reading things. Yes. Make a Constitution roll. Okay.
What is this for falling unconscious?
There are two. Yes or no. This is for yes. Being badly wounded and possibly dying. So you could, if you can lock it, I'm sure not doing so. You are going to make 2 con rolls. There is one applied by this weapon as well. So this is the first one. This is for the damage, the overwhelming damage.
The major wound.
So this one will knock me out. This will make me go unconscious if I don't succeed.
Yes, that's right.
Great. Let us succeed this roll.
Okay.
So I roll. That's 21 points of luck. That puts me at delightful.
Oh yeah, so this would just be conscious. In that case, actually don't spend the points because
Okay.
roll again and I'm gonna apply a penalty dice to it because it would just make you roll a con check again to see if you go unconscious, and it seems stupid to just do it twice. So just roll
Okay,
with a
fair
penalty
enough.
dice for this. And then if you can still lock it, it's up to you.
Well,
Okay.
hard.
You can spend the luck if you want and you'll still be up.
Well, I need to do the penalty unless this. No, I need to roll with the penalty first.
That is the penalty. That was just you rolling twice. So you got the 81 and the 16 or the 11. So you can apply off the 81 now.
Oh, great. All right, cool. Yeah. Sweet. I will re-spend those points.
Okay. So there is this blast of like bluish bolts which hit you. You can feel it jolted. Your muscles all seize up and tense. You stumble forward, slam against a tree, but you are not unconscious and you can still move an inch from death. We now go to...
I'm pretty sure there is like, because this is electricity which tenses all your muscles. So that should have been an almighty scream of pain and agony, and there is no sound because all of his vocal cords just seize up at the same time. But there is just
So tight, you can like feel tearing between the muscles and things.
Yep.
And poetically, it is now your turn, which has worked out really well.
I'm fucking out. I'm gone.
All right, what's your strategy? Are you like running through the like branches, just bursting through them towards the car, or do you head out towards the driveway and try and get the faster exit?
I am gonna go via the trees because hopefully that means I have some cover from if it tries to shoot me again, and also my dexterity is not terrible, so I'm hoping I can still make it. Oh, and my movement speed is I think 8.
Okay, all right,
So
awesome.
I'm pretty quick.
Oh, and that then you burst through the trees and begin to rush for the car, barreling away. Inside, you can hear. Actually, it doesn't. No sign of William. You don't know what he's doing. Chaz, you're up. Joe is beginning to walk towards you. You witness. Actually,
Oh, don't.
can you make a sanity roll?
Can I just do that? What was that for? That was for seeing the bug.
This one is for seeing the put out of misery. Take a D3, please.
Is there a risk of you going indefinite with this?
Not yet for all three. I've still got 1 point left. Got 2 points left.
Okay. In that case, Joe, you're walking up towards him. Chaz, you're the only one that can see her. You've witnessed the whole thing, and now she's coming towards you.
Well, it's gonna be all right. That's all I can say.
you maybe like try and clear some glass away.
Yeah. I'm
Make
just
it
gonna,
as clean as possible.
It's
for
as
me,
good as
'cause
it's as good as it's gonna get.
Yep.
This is
Getting ready
gonna
to.
be-
Put a bit of fabric or something, anything.
You are
down.
being
No.
assaulted by an alien terror. There is limited time.
I'm going to get your mass out of that house. That's all I can say.
Alright. Jolly good.
I'm gonna haul Joe out.
Okay, let's do Joe. Can you make a climb test with a bonus dice? The assistance from Chaz.
Oh boy, I'm not good at climb. I am large.
Come on.
Ooh.
Go.
Oh, no
All right.
fumble.
You're gonna
Can
take.
I just like? Can I have a strength roll? Or just
she's
like
getting out.
haul
This is
her
just
out?
the damage dealt.
Yeah.
Can you take a? Let's do a D4 of damage. Please,
Yeah.
Joe.
Ooh. Might bring you in range of a one-shot from that thing.
Frickin' thing.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, okay.
You get pulled up,
Only
and
if it crits.
as you're lifted up, it like you touch against the side of it, and you can feel one piece of glass gets in like your stomach, and then you're dragged along it for a period before being pulled outside and into range of the thing, which I don't think you've made a sanity roll for yet, have you, Joe? Could you
No.
please make a sanity roll?
No.
It is a bad day for Joe.
Is Joe not indefinitely insane?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Not
That was just
yet.
about. Please roll a d6.
Could be about to be though.
They go right back in.
That-
Is that enough for an indefinite? What is your max? What was your sanity at the beginning of the day? Do you know?
Oh.
Based on the amount you've lost so far.
The amount that I've lost so far. What do I need to have lost so far?
It's a fifth.
1/5.
It's a fifth of your total sanity.
Okay.
Well, you don't have huge sanity.
I don't have huge sanity.
If you were on, let's assume, because you've lost a couple, if you were on like 40 something, it's like 8.
I was
or 9.
not on 40 something. I was well
What's
below
your
that.
power?
My power is 40.
She began
So you
at
would've
40
started
at the
on
beginning
40.
of the day. Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah.
there's any other rolls.
So it's 8.
Yeah.
8 is indefinite.
It's 8.
Eight
I don't think
is
you're
eight.
at 8. So I think you're.
Oh.
No, you took 6 and then 3.
Oh yeah,
That's 9.
sorry. That
I
is
am.
9. Yes,
I am.
so that is
Yeah, 9.
indefinite.
No.
Please make an intelligence roll.
Also,
and you're
just-
gonna be. Okay. You know what?
Okay.
Push it to the back of the head. You are not dealing with this today.
I
You'll
am.
deal
I'm
with
pushing
it
things
tomorrow.
down deep. This is push it down.
Tried
deep.
and true. Okay.
Down
So Chaz, that's your action is pulling Joe out. It's
Yep.
now going to be you and Katie acting. Where are you guys? Oh, sorry. Actually, Chaz, resolve you. What do? Do you start running for the car as well?
Is everyone else out of the house now? Where's,
Yes, everyone is outside. Seb
Everyone's out
is
of the
sprinting
house?
for the car. Katie is looking a little bit mad. We'll see what she does on her turn.
I'm not gonna leave anyone behind. I'm gonna be the last to leave the scene.
Okay.
And make sure everyone else is in front of me.
All right. So Joe like gets up. Seb begins to run. You stand and look at Katie. Jim, it's your turn.
I think that I was sort of like kind of patting your back, Chaz, to try and help. And as you stand, I yell, "Run!" and start sprinting in the other direction, leaving like scratch marks as I'm trying to pull you along, sprinting as fast as I can away. I got a good one today.
Nice. So
like
Katie
it.
flees in panic, breaking for the tree
Hey.
line and sprinting after Seb with all the terror she can muster, which is a fair bit.
True horror
Inside,
movie.
there is no turn for John. We go back to the top with Joe. You are standing underneath the creature, which will act next.
I am running,
Okay.
running as fast as I possibly can. I am out of there. I'm going.
Break for the tree line, following after the others. Close
My
behind you.
dexterity is 80. I am quick. I'm
All right.
out.
And for a moment, so you break for the tree line, and like as you're running, you're all these emotions and things. You look back for a moment just to see Chaz, the last to leave,
might-
will not be quite fast enough.
I might drag him with me.
You're
I will
moving him a
sacrifice
bit.
a little bit of. I will sacrifice some of the distance I can get by dragging, because he's just pulled me out of the window, and I feel like I hit the ground and look up at this thing, and I'm just like, nope, and drag him with me.
I tell you what, give me a strength roll, and we'll see how far you get. You see if you can get him to the tree line in time.
Yeah,
Oh, very
yes.
nice.
So you get like pulled out, and then as you finish getting him up,
oh.
Joe just fireman carries you over the shoulder, and sprinting for the thing.
He's like, oh, we gotta go.
That's so cute. Chaz was willing to stay behind and be the last, and Joe was not willing to let him do it. As you both
Absolutely
go
not.
running, in that case, the shot is going to be at you, Joe, but I'm going to apply a penalty dice. As you weave towards the back, Chaz, you're able to see it over the corner. Here we go. First
Joe has
roll.
less health.
I ignore this one, sorry.
Doesn't matter. Did I critically though? Did I get any health back from when I fell out the window?
You would have healed 1 point overnight.
Oh my God,
That,
yeah,
might,
you're
that
pretty-
might do it.
This is probably important. Yes.
Okay, here's my attack.
With the penalty.
Look at that.
That's an exact hit.
With the
I'm
penalty.
applying the penalty dice now.
Oh,
That is going to be a success. However, it is only 2 points of damage, Joe, but I need you to make a constitution roll as you just feel things begin to seize up, and suddenly Chaz, as you're being like carried, suddenly like she falters, you land on the ground and you're running towards her, but you like get an arm under her, and the two of you like shouldering one another break for the tree line and begin to rush through it. You all sprint through trees, like you feel them sputtering. This isn't a long run towards it. Can I please get everyone to make constitution rolls as we go to a chase?
oh my God.
Success. Extreme from Seb, so you can increase your move speed by 1.
9.
So
Just
the
one
results are,
failure.
so you're going to reduce your move speed. What is everyone at?
I'm at 7 because I succeeded, so I don't reduce, but I don't have a great move speed.
So 7.
I'm going to put it in chat so
Thank
it's
you,
easier
Chaz.
to see.
Where is that zone?
It should be on your character sheet. I think it's in the
under
combat.
Under combat.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise,
combat.
is your strength lower than your size, and is your
It
dex lower
should.
than your size?
If we're using the character sheets and roll 20, it automatically does it for you. So as long as
should-
you go
it
to the
should have-
combat
it should have
tab, it'll
plugged
be
it in,
there. 9.
9?
Yep.
Okay.
Because my movement is 8, and I got an extreme.
You are quick.
Can't find it.
Let me just check, Joe. Sorry. Oh, it actually is not plugged in. That's my bad. I didn't put it in properly.
I can't see.
You have dex and strength are both higher than your size, so your move speed is 9 or is it 8?
Yeah.
GM, do you remember?
It's 8.
So
it's
it's
8.
both lower. The base
Both
is
higher. They're both higher.
both
So
higher.
it's the-
9.
Okay,
No,
you're
both
right.
high
9.
is 8.
Is it 8?
Yeah, base is 7. If you've got one, if your
take
strength
2
or your dex is higher than your size, it's 7. If both are lower, then it's 6, and if both are higher, then it's 8. 8 is the highest you can get.
Oh,
without-
I did just check it. It is 9, so that
is
might
it?
mean yours is higher as well.
Yeah, if one is higher, it's 8. If both is higher, it's 9.
So base 7. All right. With that though,
That would be
so
What I might do, David, if it's not too late. Oh, mighty wise keeper. Oh, brilliant keeper. Can I luck my constitution to an extreme? I want to get out of here, and I'm fleeing in panic.
yes, I will let you do that. That's a fair bit of luck,
Yep,
and it's not a gimme.
I got enough.
Okay. All right. Can you type in yours, Jim, just so I have all of them? So I've got 2 at 9, 1 at 7.
1 at 8 now.
Okay. So, you get 1. Katie gets 2.
Chase of the
Joe
century.
and Seb each get 3, and the thing gets 4. All right. As we go around turns, this is how many actions you're able to take, because that thing is fast. It is on wings, and although it's not going to be going through the woods, it's going to go over. That should buy you some time. It will take you a little bit to get there.
What?
It's got these tiny little freaking wings just over, and although it might lose you in the things, it's beginning to whip through. As you run, the fog does begin to fade around you. Seb, you are the first, so you break out and you get towards the car and begin to run towards it, sprinting. The taxi is still there. The headlights turned on now that the fog is beginning to set in, although you're getting away from the bulk of it, and you can see the cabbie leant up on the inside with a paper folded in front of him, but curiously looking out as he has heard several gunshots. What do you do as you run towards the interior, the taxi rather?
I'm going to run around to the other side where, like, to get in the front again. And if I have time, I will wrench open both. I'll wrench open both doors.
Okay. So you like begin opening doors and things. But as you get there, he looks up at you and he goes, whoa, what is happening? Holy shit, are you okay? As you're all like barely holding together, everything tensed up, big burn marks on the back of your shirt. What the hell is happening here?
Yeah.
We're leaving.
Did not go
Chaz
well.
printed from the back.
Yeah,
We're going.
Yeah, I honestly, I just get in the cab. Like, I sort of get in the cab and there's a like mumbled or like barely coherent sort of did not go well.
As you go to get into the cab, he leans over and he does grab the door, so he can't quite open it. Yeah, he goes, I don't want to be involved in whatever the hell is going on here.
That's great. Now that we're doing Wii, so let's go.
I'll need a social check.
Okay.
Chaz probably from the back.
Sure. What do I want to roll?
Just throw your wallet at him.
I mean, I am absolutely going to be working off the basis of the whole, like, it was a fraternity thing. Just be like, look, I will give you double the fare if you get us back. Like, and I will,
Okay. Double the fare and bring it to about $1.60. But I get you. You are willing to bribe him.
Yep.
What? I still need a roll. This person would rather, he doesn't want to lose his life. And if you guys have done something, he heard gunshots. Like, he might think this is tied up with like one of the mafia or something. He doesn't want to, find himself with, sunk in the creek.
All of us university students are incredibly stupid, and we're not an exception, but we need to get back, and I'm going to try and charm him.
Okay. All right. Appeal to his younger days.
Yeah, just like, because gunshots, sure, but gunshots can also sound like, like gunpowder going off, like it fireworks or something like that. So okay. I'm kind of like trying to play it cool.
Roll with a bonus dice, but it's going to be hard. Do you want to push it?
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
my god.
I will absolutely push it.
I mean, at this point, it's sort of like, I'm commandeering. We're secret police. This was a sting. We're commandeering this vehicle.
I think it's also, it's gonna be like, also, mishaps. If I don't get back to the university, I may die. So, that. Is that still charm, or do you want me to push it with like something else?
You can pivot to another one if you think it's more suitable, but I'm fine with you continuing charm.
I will continue with charm then.
Okay, go ahead and roll once more. You still have that bonus dice, but you cannot luck this result.
Man.
Oh,
55.
No.
It's
All
not.
right.
It's a success.
It's not going to do it. You get there, and he keeps the thing going. He goes, look, listen, I don't want anything to do with whatever the hell this is. You kids can walk back, all right?
No!
And he's driving away, but he's slow, and just now the others, you other three are all breaking out of the woods. You've lost track of this freaking thing that's following you, but you can see the car beginning to drive away. Seb, you've got like a hand in, you open the window because he was talking to you. You're like holding onto the side as he's beginning to try and drive away.
I did say I was going to open like the back door as well.
Mm-hmm. Those are both open then in that case, all right?
Then I just literally jump in the back. I'm just going to because if he's going slowly, I'm going to be like, I don't want to, I am in a lot of pain, and I just jump in the back. And I'm like, we'll deal with this later.
All right. what is everyone else doing? So Seb, like you're holding onto the front, you begin to let it go as the car picks up speed, and then you're gonna like pull on and try and jump into the back seat. Katie, Joe and Seb were the fastest. So Katie, Joe and Katie are gonna be next, charging towards it.
I am not gonna let Jazz stay behind, so I am going to basically get close to the car and then kind of hold the shotgun up on my shoulder past Chaz. So wait till Chaz catches up.
Okay. All right. So you get there. You can see the car begin to accelerate away, but you guys are further down the road. It's going to go past you. It'll just be a tougher thing to make the jump into. Seb, no roll for you because you were
And I'm
already
gonna yell
close
at
enough.
Katie. Get in.
All right, Fanta, I am still fleeing in panic. I'm still technically insane. So I think I sprint straight for the car as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Katie, can you give me a jump check?
Yep. Could I argue climb, literally just like scrambling onto it, or is it a jump?
It's jump at this point.
Right.
You're trying to get into it. Penalty is going to be more damage than, and it's not moving fast enough to do a ton yet. It's going to be Joe and Chaz that are in more trouble.
Sure. Okay. Jump check. Here we go.
Okay.
Nope.
Take a D4, please.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, Katie got hit by a car.
Ow. That's on brand for me in this stream.
I will also note,
by
my
a
jacket
car.
was in the cab, so theoretically, him driving off without it, my excuse is you were driving off with my effects.
Yeah,
So
I
like
that's
it.
why I'm getting in the
There
car.
were gunshots.
Yeah.
You guys are coming out. You're covered in blood.
Again, plausible deniability.
He hasn't even seen Joe yet. Okay, you applied the damage?
Yep.
I think you whispered it. It's all good. How much was
Oh,
it?
sorry. I just took a straight 4. No. All right.
No, D4.
Oh,
There
we
you go. There's your straight
convenient.
4. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Katie makes the leap for it, slams against one of the wheel wells, but Seb's able to like grab her by the side, and you like do a little like awkward run for a moment before you're pulled into it. The guy's leaning back and he yells at you. He goes, "Get the hell out of my cab!" And as he does, he veers the wheel a little bit. It like goes down into the side of the road, rumbling along through the gravel and shit on the side. And Chaz comes barreling out of the woods like a madman. And he and Joe are both gonna. Do you both want to make
Get in.
jump rolls?
Yeah.
No penalty or anything. It's just gonna be more damage if you fail at this point because it's begun to
go.
pick up speed.
This could fucking kill me.
Nonetheless,
Hi, Jazz.
I don't have 52 points of luck.
It's gonna be
no.
a D6 at this point as it's picked up speed. You are gonna get in with a
D6?
success. Yeah, you're getting hit by a car moving at speed.
Good lord.
How are we feeling? Oh my god, Joe.
I have 1 hit point left.
oh my god.
Is
So
it
that's a
is it a
major
major
wound,
wound? What's your total health?
Oh, Chaz.
Oh, buddy.
Joe, what's your total
Um,
health? 12.
12.
That is a major wound. So Joe makes a jump first. What does it happen? Do you like slam your head against something, or is it like one of the wounds where your skin was beginning to get weepy, like torn
look, I
away?
reckon it's that bit of glass that got stuck in my stomach when I was
Oh.
climbing out the window, just gets yanked sideways and out, and now I'm just bleeding freely.
Holy
There's
shit.
something internal that's been.
Oh, that's real bad.
boy.
You get like slammed into the interior, and then Chaz comes barreling in after you, and all three of you are in the back seat. The cabbie's continuing to scream at
Oh,
you.
you have 1 hit point, not you had 1 hit point when you
you
took 6
have
damage.
one.
Holy
I have
shit.
1
Okay.
less. I'm with you now. I'm in 1 hit point.
Joe,
Right, are
can you
you-
please make a constitution roll to see if you're still conscious? Okay, she's bleeding. She's
Wow.
in pain. The cabbie
Oh my gosh.
looks at the 4 of you in the back, all jammed in. He veers back onto the road and screams again, "What the hell are you kids doing?" when he picks something up in the rearview mirror. As surging over the tree line comes this thing that attacked you previously. It's humming and he can barely make it out. He yet lets out a yell of terror. His foot jams onto the pedal and you begin to roar away back towards Arkham. But we're going to pick that up next session to see if you
of us
can
in the back
escape whatever
seat.
the hell this thing is.
I mean, I will probably...
And I'm going
Yeah.
to roll a sanity check for him at the start of next session, and we will see how he responds. That was the emergency. That was his instinct. He might keep it together. You never know. Cabbies have seen some shit, especially in Arkham, right?
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Well, let's hope that we don't end up in a car crash, because 2 of us will die.
Oh, yeah.
2 of us
yeah.
will absolutely just straight up die.
Great stuff. All right. Well, good job, guys. A successful mission. You went in with an objective, and you accomplished it? Question mark? You maybe get some stuff? We will see.
Quick
We will see.
question.
What's up?
Actually, no, I don't care. I
No.
think that's an in-character question later.
Yeah,
We'll find
yeah,
out.
we'll deal with that
All right.
next
well,
time.
thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for watching. We will pick up this disaster on wheels next week. See if they can escape whatever bullshit they've started. All right. Thank you all. We'll see you later.